Hello there, and welcome to our 13th episode in our Pharmacy Calculations practice series. All right, so this question comes to us from our Facebook study group, and it states that you've been asked to prepare 30 liters of a 30% strength solution. Your pharmacy stocks 70% strength in 8-ounce bottles. How many bottles of the active ingredient will you need to open to complete this request? I love this question. There's a lot of information in here, and it's really important to figure out what exactly they're asking you to do and what types of conversions you need to make to come up with your answer. So they're asking you to make 3 liters of a 30% solution. You have 70% strength on hand. They're telling us we have 8-ounce bottles of that. So we already know we're going to need to make some conversion from ounces to liters or milliliters. How many bottles of the active ingredient will you need to open to complete this request? So our answer is simply going to be how many bottles, which is actually going to be a whole number. So I'll explain all of this. The first thing I would do is figure out how much of the active ingredient we're going to need in this 30% solution that's 3 liters. And it's very important that you understand what percentage means. That's an expression of a concentration. And in this example, this is telling us how many grams there are per 100 milliliters of solution. So a 30% solution has 30 grams of the ingredient per 100 milliliters. Okay, so that's what we're being told to make. So to figure out how much total active ingredient we would have in 3 liters, we need to make a conversion. And again, this is important that you understand that 1 liter is equal to 1,000 milliliters. So 3 liters obviously would be equal to 3,000 milliliters. So we'll set up our first conversion to figure out how much total active ingredient we need. And to do that, we set up a proportion with what we're solving for in the numerator on the right. So how many grams of active solution or active ingredient would we have in 3,000 milliliters when we know that 30% means we have 30 grams. So on the left, we put our known conversion, which is going to be 30 grams per 100 milliliters. Again, we make sure we keep the units consistent. We have grams in the numerator on both sides, milliliters in the denominator on both sides. To solve this, we simply take 30 grams divided by 100 milliliters, and we cross multiply with that 300 milliliters or 3,000 milliliters, excuse me. And 30 divided by 100 times 3,000 equals 900 grams. So we need 900 grams of active ingredient. Now, we have 70% strength in stock. So what does 70% mean? That means we have 70 grams per 100 milliliter solution in stock. So we need to figure out how many milliliters of this solution that we would need to wind up with 900 grams of active ingredient. So we can set up another proportion for that to figure out how many milliliters, x milliliters, would we need to get 900 grams of active ingredient when our known conversion is 70 grams in 100 milliliters. But we need to keep our units consistent, so we put the 100 milliliters in the numerator over here and the 70 grams in the denominator. And again, we can solve this by taking 100 milliliters divided by 70 grams multiplied by 900 grams. And that's going to give us our answer in milliliters. So 100 divided by 70 times 900. This is going to be 1,200, and we'll round it up to 86 milliliters. Okay, so this is how much total solution we need to get the 900 grams to make this solution. But they're telling us we have 8-ounce bottles of 70% strength. So we need to convert milliliters to ounces. We'll set up another proportion. So X ounces are in 1,286 milliliters. When our known conversion, and this is something you need to have memorized, so make sure you know these unit conversions for the PTCE. 1 ounce is equivalent to 30 milliliters. Okay, and we'll repeat this process. 1 divided by 30 times 1,286 equals 42.9 ounces. So we're going to need 42.9 ounces of the 70% strength. It comes in 8-ounce bottles. So to figure out how many total bottles we're going to need, we would divide this by 8. And that's 5.36 bottles. Now, the answer needs to be a whole number. So if you opened 5 bottles, you still wouldn't have enough solution. So you would actually need to open 6 bottles to have enough solution to compound this 3 liters of 30%. So hopefully this would be one of your multiple choice answer selections, and it would be the correct answer. So this is a great question. I know it's got a lot of steps. Try not to be overwhelmed. Just remember that if you're consistent in applying this proportion, set up the way that I show you, you can solve pretty much any question so long as you know what conversions need to be made. And you memorize those unit conversions so that you can apply them on the test. If you have any questions about the solution or you have some additional examples you'd like to see, feel free to check us out on Facebook. You can email us at info@pharmacytechscholar.com. You can also find us on the web at pharmacytechscholar.com.